Show you guys some pictures of when I first got started, like my transformation over the years. A lot of times I just post like, you know, before and after, but I want to show you guys the process. I had never ever done that on my story. It's the first time I actually do it, and thank goodness when I first started, I used to use Facebook a lot, so I was able to like access my album. Man, what an amazing journey, you guys. Like, I remember like when I first got started. So I got started 6 years ago. I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit about my story in case you haven't heard it. Maybe you're new. But 6 years ago, I was in a space in my life looking for change. At the time, I was living in California. I had just moved back from Texas to California, and I think I had a full year before I actually got started. But I was in a place where like I was waiting tables, and I just found myself like in this like kind of like a rat race, right? I could never get ahead for the life of me in absolutely anything. And so for me, because when I lived in Texas, I actually worked at a gym. That's where I was introduced to the fitness. I was introduced to supplements because I used to make the smoothies when I used to check people in. It was actually a part of my job, so I used to actually make protein shakes for people. So I was introduced. So anyhow, a year after moving back to LA, I'm like, okay, something's got to change. I have to do something. And for me, I decided to get in the best shape of my life. I said I'm going to get results. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had zero energy to do anything. I would look in the mirror and I would not like what I was seeing. And so I said something's got to change. And so I was introduced to the Herbalife products. At first, I was like a little hesitant to try them just because my aunt had tried them back in the day. And then she used to say, Mija, when you stop taking that stuff, you gain the weight back. But it's not true. It's a lie. You only gain the weight back if you go back to your eating habits that got you overweight in the first place. Yeah. So anyhow, I got started on the products. In my very first 2 weeks, I dropped like 5 pounds of fat. I felt freaking amazing. The first time in my life, I actually had a flat stomach. I started to see this crazy definition. I had more energy. And you guys, like, that was the beginning of everything. I was excited about how I was feeling. I was excited to go to the gym. I was making new friends. I was also like inspiring people, and that's actually how I was introduced to the opportunity, because at the time I lived with my cousins who were my roommates, and they were like, what are you doing? One of them went on to drop like 20 pounds. The other one put on some healthy weight. Really, that's how I started to help people too. And I started to post on Facebook, and I started to inspire like people that were following me and people that were friends with me. And then I also helped one of my cousins drop 45 pounds. And that for me was life-changing, you guys. I said, what if I could continue to do this and help? And I just kept going, you guys. And the best thing about it all is that all I've done the past 6 years is like continuously work on myself. Like, yes, you may see a physical transformation, but you guys, there's so much more that goes behind just a physical transformation. Discipline I've developed, like I've never ever had discipline in my life. Hence why I was like where I was before I got started. Like, I had zero discipline, and it transitioned into all areas of my life. Truly, when I started to take care of myself, like that started also to carry over into different areas of my life. Like, people were noticing my change, and because of that, people were inspired. And so like, it's been an amazing journey. So for the past 6 years, I've been working on myself. Like, I'm like committed like to getting in the best shape of my life, like till I'm like 90. I want to live to 100, so to 100. I'm committed to like continuously work on myself from the inside and to help people. And really, you guys, like, this is all I do now, which is so amazing. Like, I was a server 2 years ago, and because I said yes to myself and getting results and helping people, I also opened myself up to a business opportunity. And now for the past 2 years, I've been my own boss. I haven't had like to clock in for the past 2 years. And really, this is all I do. I help people get in the best shape of their lives. And I also teach people how to do what I do, which is also how to run their own business, helping people. So really, that's like what I do now. And it's so amazing because like, had I listened to people, had I listened to what my aunt had to say, like all of those things, like I think about that, and it's just like, like my life would look so much different. Like, I'm sure I would not be here. I probably would still be waiting tables, because I've never liked school. So school, there was no future for me in school. So yeah, you guys, so I wanted to show you the timeline, because I share a lot of the times like my before and after, but many of you guys maybe haven't seen me since I started. And so like, it's so amazing what you can do when you like learn how to eat, what to eat, when to eat. You guys, like, I used to have zero knowledge about this stuff. And when I first got started, like, I had a coach who helped me, and that's what I do. I help people, and I give people like everything that they need to be successful inside of their journey. So it's been amazing, you guys, because now, as you guys saw through that timeline, like I started with like, I was skinny fat, you know, was able to drop the fat, and then over the years I've been able to put on weight, but then also like I've been able to drop weight. Like, it's so amazing because I have total control over my body. And I remember 6 years ago when I first got started, that was one of the biggest things, you guys. I remember saying to myself, if I don't have control over the way that I look, over the way that I feel, how can I expect to have control over anything else in my life? The biggest thing when you're like on a new journey, the biggest thing that you gotta learn how to control is like what goes on up in here. Like, it all starts here. And once you master this, like, there's no stopping you on what you can do. Truly, you guys, another thing is like, when you feel good, you do good. Like, when you feel good, you do good in so many areas of your life, because like, if you're not feeling good on the inside, how can you do good like on the outside? So remember, that's all just a reflection of what goes on in here and what's going on over here. And I'm so excited, you guys. There's like 2 weeks left in December. You could be the person that gets started on their goals right now, or you could be the person that gets started in January. Whatever person you are is totally perfect as long as you get started. If you're thinking about getting started, vote on my poll or click the link in my bio, fill out the form, and I'm gonna help you go through your own transformational journey that I promise is gonna be the best thing you ever do. If you commit, you give it your all, you give it your best, it's gonna be the best thing ever.